Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and today I'm going to show you how to set up the Bitbox02, the new hardware wallet from Shift Crypto Security. So let's get started. Okay, so Shift was nice enough to send me over the Bitbox02, which is a USB-C device that plugs into your computer that allows you to send and receive cryptocurrency. I've got the multi-currency version. So let's jump in. I'm going to unbox this thing and then I'll show you how to get it set up. Come on, there we go. All right, here's the item itself. You can see that's a USB-C there. And it also comes with a micro SD card, which is nice. A lot of these hardware wallets require micro SD cards, but they don't provide them. So it's nice that they provide this one. And it looks like there's a little USB adapter there for those of us who don't have a USB-C connector. So that's pretty versatile as well. That's really nice. Little lanyard, carry it around with you. And it also comes with a USB-C adapter cable that you can plug into your computer. Use it if you've got a desktop, right, instead of a laptop. A lot of the laptops have the USB-C connector. You'll just be able to plug it into the side of your laptop, but this adapter cable helps quite a bit. All right, some setup instructions here. Pretty cool stickers. Some instructions on how to operate it. All right, I personally bought a 6-foot extender to give myself a little extra slack in my cable. All right, so I have the instructions here that came in the box, and they give me a few steps on what to do. The first thing I'll do is go over to this web address, and we'll get ourselves started. All right, so the first thing we'll do is go ahead and download the Windows version. I'm on a Windows computer. I'm going to drop this in my downloads. You'll notice there are checksums, so if you want to verify your download, there's the checksum for Windows. I'll copy that into my clipboard. That's a SHA-256 checksum. I've got a checksum checker over here. All I need to do is open up that installer in my checksum utility, and it generates the SHA-256. I'll just paste in the one that the developers provided here and verify and make sure they match. That means you've got a good download of the installer. So we'll just go over to our downloads folder now. We'll go ahead and run that installer. All right, now Windows kind of objects to this, probably because the software was created in a foreign country and they're probably not quote-unquote Microsoft certified developers, which is not really a big deal. It just means that they didn't sign it with an authorized developer. And all we got to do is allow this to run anyway. We'll just go ahead and let that run. We'll go with the installer here. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and let it run. So we've got a little welcome guide here. All right, looks like some troubleshooting steps. I'll go ahead and close this and get myself started. All right, so they want us to connect our device. This is fun. All right, I have the device here. All right, now the instruction sheet says to go ahead and insert the backup SD card that they provide, the micro SD card. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, and you basically just push it down until it's a little spring action there. Just push it down until it clicks in, and it's in, right? And you can get it out by just pushing down again, and it pops up. So just push it in so that it's all the way in. And if you try to put it in the wrong way, you'll feel resistance. So don't force it in. All right, so now that I've got that backup SD card in there, I'm going to go ahead and connect it. I've got a USB extender cable because I'm working on a desktop. If you've got a laptop, you'll probably just put it in the side there. So I'm going to take off the protector first, right? All right, and we'll go ahead and plug that guy in. See what happens? There we go. So we've got the bootloader loading. All right, so they're telling me to go ahead and update the firmware. I'll go ahead and click that. All right, so the upgrade was successful. All right, we want to verify that pairing code there. Just check on your screen to make sure it matches the one that you see on the device. And then we're good with that. And I'm going to try to use the check. There we go. I just tapped the device right above that check mark, and now it's ready to continue. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and click continue on my screen. All right, so this is my first run, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new wallet. If you're restoring from a previous installation, you'll just insert that micro SD card. As you remember, I went ahead and put my blank one in, so it's going to create the wallet and back it up on the SD card. That's pretty cool. So I'll go ahead and hit create wallet. And we want to give this wallet a name. Doesn't matter what name you give it, just for your own reference. We'll hit continue here. And then we confirm on the device. And like I said, there are no buttons on the device. The top is just a, it's flat. All right. And so I'm going to touch the top there where the check mark is. That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to use the controls to set a password. Now I would recommend that you use a pretty decent password, but I'm going to go ahead and set a simple password. If you notice here, you can tap the top to change the character sets. It says lowercase. If you tap that, it switches to lowercase. If you tap up there where it says ABC in capital, it switches to uppercase. All right. So you can switch between character sets. And then to choose a character, you'll tap it from the bottom. You'll narrow it down to 3 and 4. You see there, when I narrowed it down, it went down. So I can narrow it down here. I can narrow it down to 6. There we go. All right. And then we also have the backspace key here over on this side, which will give us our backspace. All right, so using those controls, we'll go ahead and set a password on this. All right, and when you're satisfied with your entry, you'll just tap the down arrow there at the top. So you'll tap that down arrow, and then the other arrow will appear on the bottom, right? And then you'll just squeeze both arrows and confirm that password. And then we'll just repeat that again. So we'll choose our character set and re-enter our passphrase. And then when you're done with that, we'll confirm again by holding the top and then squeezing the bottom at the same time. And there we go. We set our password. We're in good shape here. All right, and there we go. So we're at the home screen at the moment. Let's go ahead and create our backup. All right, you remember that backup phrase is not password protected. So if anybody finds it, they can restore that wallet somewhere else, and you could lose access to your funds, or they could control your funds. If you lose or damage the device, you can always restore it with this backup phrase. If you lose both, your funds will be lost. Should not insert your SD card into a computer, phone, printer, or any device other than the Bitbox. Okay? So keep the SD card that came with the device separate, right? Don't use it for anything else. All right, and then we'll hit continue here. All right, that is today's date, and it's going to use that as part of its algorithm to create a random private key, master private key. So I'll go ahead and hit that check mark at the top there. It's created the backup. There we go. All right, the backup has been created, and so now we can remove that SD card. So I can just press it here. Just take it out, and there's the backup stored on the SD card. All right, let's go ahead and get started. And there we go. Now we've got the app, and we can interface with the app. Okay, it looks like it's syncing up to the Bitcoin blockchain. It's probably not downloading the entire blockchain to your computer, but it is going out and querying Bitcoin nodes to get synced up to the Bitcoin blockchain. Now, while that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and go down here to manage device. I'm going to show recovery words, and I'm going to write them down. So make sure no one's watching you, right? I am a little meticulous. I'm going to write them down on a piece of paper just in case. You never know. All right, and they're asking me to unlock the device. I'm going to need to put in my password in order to see this recovery phrase. All right, so the recovery phrase is going to appear on your device, word by word. So if you're the type of person like I am, you go ahead and write it down. You'll see the controls to advance to the next word. You don't have to write it down. It is stored on your backup device, but in case something happens to the backup device, I like to have a separate copy of the passphrase, the seed phrase. After you confirm all your words on the device, it will tell you that it's success and take you back here. Right? So it's not required, but I like to do that kind of stuff, right? So looks like we could edit the name. We could generate a random number for enable optional passphrase, which would increase security, but not recommended for beginners. You got more things that you could lose that would prevent access to your funds, right? So right now you got to hang on to this device and the backup phrase. But if you put the passphrase on there, then that'll be one more thing that you'll need if you need to restore the device, and that could be a problem for some beginners. So kind of an advanced option. I won't do that right now. I'll just go over here to Bitcoin, and as you can see, we got an empty wallet. All right, so the first thing I'll do is let's put a little Bitcoin in here. Notice that the send button is dim because there's nothing in here to send. So we'll start off with a receive. All right, and there's the Bitcoin address. Oh, there's multiple addresses that we can choose from. All right, so I'm just going to choose the first one. All right, so now that I've selected the address that I'm interested in, I'm going to hit show full address on device. All right, and there we go. There's the full Bitcoin address and the type of address. Notice that it's a native SegWit address that starts with BC1. We can also change that if we want to. And then along the bottom here, I can scroll with my thumb or finger to just scroll along and double check. So this is really an elegant device once you get the hang of it. It's a little hard for me because I'm trying to get it face to you. But when you're holding it in your hand and looking at it, it's very easy to use. And it looks like at the beginning you could even flip it. So even if you're left or right-handed. All right, so I've got the address there. I'm going to go ahead and copy it into my clipboard on my computer here. I'll copy that address into my clipboard. Right, and then I'll go ahead and confirm on the device by just hitting the plus there, the check. Right. Now notice when you do that the address disappears, but I had it copied into my clipboard. So we're good on that. So I'm going to turn this camera off. Now that's all I need to do to receive Bitcoin, right? It just presented me with an address, which I verified on the device. I'm going to go over to my Ledger wallet. I've got some Bitcoin over here. And I'm going to send out some Bitcoin from my ledger to that address. All right, we'll hit continue. And let's see, I'll set 0.01 Bitcoin, which is about $100 worth of Bitcoin. We'll hit continue here and continue again. All right, so I'm just going to confirm on my ledger device. This is my old hardware wallet. So I'm basically just sending from one hardware wallet to another, just to give you an idea of how Bitcoin transactions work. We're done with that one. We'll just watch, and the Bitcoin should go out. And there it goes. Now let's take a look over at our Bitbox interface. All right, so they do need the device connected in order to view your balance, all right? So I'll go ahead and reconnect. It's probably going to want me to enter my password again too, which is fine. All right, now as you can see here, I can choose which side I want to be the top, depending on whether I'm left or right-handed, right? So I went ahead and tapped the bottom there. There's my Bitbox app, and I'll go ahead and enter my passphrase to gain access again. All right, now I've unlocked my device. Pretty cool. All right, and there's a transaction coming in that has not quite verified on the blockchain yet. So we'll just be patient and let that transaction verify on the blockchain. It doesn't mean that I don't have it yet. It just means that I can't spend it yet, right? So as soon as it's fully spendable, it will show up in my available balance, right? But you can see the transaction down there coming in. All right, and while we're waiting for that to come in, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the Ethereum wallet, and let's put a little Ethereum in here. That's the empty Ethereum wallet. Let's do a receive on that. There's only one address on an Ethereum wallet. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this button, show and verify. I can double check the address by scrolling. I can scroll back and forth on the address by sliding my thumb along the bottom. It's a very elegant device. A little difficult when I'm trying to show someone, but when I'm holding it in my hand and looking at it, it's very elegant. It's very easy to use, right? All right, so, but before I hit that check mark, I'm going to use that scan code, right? I don't want to dismiss this until I'm done with my send. So what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to send from an exchange. So you guys can see how that works. All right, so I'll go ahead and share my phone with you. All right, so I'm going to go over to crypto.com and I'll withdraw some cryptocurrency from my account. So you can see I've got a little bit of Ethereum in there. So I'll just tap on the Ethereum and I want to do a transfer and I'm going to withdraw and I'll be withdrawing to an external wallet. So I've never withdrawn to my Bitbox before, so I'm going to add this address to my whitelist. So I'll hit the plus up in the top right corner. I'll tap that little QR code icon, which opens up the camera on my phone. I scanned in that Bitbox address very quickly, and I'll just name this one Bitbox, so I'll know. All right, I'm going to enter my two-factor authentication. Account security on crypto.com end. They're going to send me a verification email. Just go ahead and tap that email, have it reopen the app, and there you go. I've got that new Bitbox address. So I'll tap withdraw ETH. I'll go ahead and do the max. I'll hit withdraw. And there's an overview of my transaction. I'll hit confirm there. It wants my two-factor authentication. Tap that code, slide back over, and paste it in. And continue. And there we go. And that's it. Now I'll go ahead and confirm on my device. Right? I'll go ahead and tap that plus on the top there. I've confirmed that Ethereum address. All right. So now I'm done with that. I'll hit back. And then we'll just wait a few minutes for the Ethereum to arrive in the Bitbox. Now, the interesting thing about the way the Bitbox works is you cannot access the app and check your balances unless the device is connected, right? That's the security. So even though the device really doesn't need to be connected in order for the cryptocurrency to come in, right? I could disconnect the device and go put it in a box right now, and the Ethereum would still arrive at this address, right? It doesn't need to be connected to receive the cryptocurrency, but it does need to be connected in order for you to actually check your balance and manage, right? That's a security measure, and that's pretty cool. I like that. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to do another little experiment. I'm going to go ahead and send an ERC20 token to the address here as well. So I can just do another receive, show, right? I'll copy that into my clipboard, and this time I can dismiss it right away. I don't need to see it anymore because now it's in my clipboard. I'm going to go back over to my Ledger wallet, and I'll send some link. All right, I've got 3 link here in this wallet. I'll go ahead and send some link out to that Ethereum address. All right. I'll go ahead and send all 3. Hit continue here. Continue. I'm going to verify on my Ledger device. Not really a tutorial on how to use the Ledger, but I just want you to see all the steps that I'm taking here. So I've successfully sent out some link to the Ethereum address of the Bitbox. All right, and on any particular page, like if you're in this wallet, the guide is contextual, right? It's specific to whatever wallet you're in, right? All right, and there we go. We can see that the Bitcoin has arrived and has been confirmed. It's a little bit pending there, but it's showing me that there's the balance, CHF. I don't know if that's, oh, there we go. I can switch between euros. I'm not sure what CHF is, probably Swiss. All right, there's my US dollar balance. You just click right here, all right? It's pretty cool. All right, I got an alert that a transaction had come in with Ethereum. There's that Ethereum that we sent from Crypto.com. So that has arrived in my wallet. Let's see what happens with that link, right? I'm kind of curious about that. There it goes. The link just went to 0. So it has been sent out from my Ledger wallet. Let's see if it appears here. All right, so I'm waiting for that Chainlink to come in. I noticed that over in the settings, it's got some tick boxes to turn support for different ERC20 tokens on or off. So I'll go ahead and enable Chainlink, and let's go back over here. And there it is. Pretty cool. All right, so basically that just means that it doesn't look like it supports every single ERC20 token out there. Looks like there's, a set list here. I don't know if there's any way to add more, but it does tend to, looks like it supports some of the major ones. Let me go ahead and do an outgoing transaction just so you can see how that works. So we'll go back over here to Bitcoin. All right, so let's see what happens when we hit send. I need an address, right? So I'll just roll over to my Ledger. I'll do a receive and get a Bitcoin address, right? I'll just copy that into my clipboard. I'll paste that in here. So now I'm sending out from the Bitbox. Let's see how that works. Let's do the amount. I'll go ahead and send it all. We'll just play around with it and see how things work, right? There's going to be a Bitcoin mining fee, right? I'll go ahead and review that. All right, and there's the Bitbox. So I can scroll the address back and forth with my thumb, which is really cool, or finger, whichever one you like. Right, and then I'll go ahead and tap this button to take me to the next. There's the total amount I'm sending. All right, I'll go ahead and tap that again. Oh, and then now I need to squeeze it, right, from both sides. And there we go. Transaction confirmed. Very nice. All right. Signed and sent. So very easy interface on the device itself. Very natural and ergonomic, right, for confirming your outgoing transactions. So really happy with the way the device works. We set up the device. We opened up the Bitcoin wallet, got some Bitcoin in there. Put some Ethereum in there, put a little Chainlink in there, an ERC20 token, and it's a great and elegant device. The interface is really easy to use. It's a wonderfully made device, so I highly recommend it as a way to safely store your cryptocurrency. If you have any questions about anything I did, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.